Cox, what's your kind of take on Minnesota as a team that you all saw 4 times this year, and obviously has been playing some really good basketball lately?
Yeah, I mean, since All-Star break, they've been, I think, statistically one of the best teams in the league, right up there with us and a couple other guys. So obviously they're really confident. I mean, everybody should be going to the conference finals. You won 2 series, so I don't think there'll be a shortage of confidence for either team. Difference schematically, different team build than Denver last series, so we kind of have to wipe the slate clean and get ready for a little bit more pressure. Probably a lot more man than we saw against Denver. They had a good team, and they've had a couple of days rest, so I'm sure they're eager to get playing. Hopefully, we can use the continuity of playing 2 days ago to our advantage and have a little more chemistry, a little more flow.
Something that you guys have been working on all year is early decisions, quick decisions. Given their pressure, just how critical is that going to be in this series?
Yeah, just taking what they give us. They, like I said, they pressure a lot. So whether that's moving off the ball or being aggressive with the ball, getting to the paint, making good decisions, just making sure that we're reading the game.
A lot of their season's been about figuring out the fit with Randle in particular. After obviously he was traded right before camp, he's playing awfully well now. What are you seeing from him? What kind of challenges does he present?
Yeah, I mean, he's 2-time All-Star, one time.
I think 3 times.
3 times, yeah. I mean, multiple-time All-Star, like guys being capable. It's not like he's not, coming out of the blue and nobody knew he could play like this. Like he's been a good player in this league for some time, and I think he's found, a good home and fit with this team. And obviously through the playoffs, he's been really efficient, played really well, and been a major part of their success. So just making sure we have the right, respect with how well he's playing, and not, think about when he had the end of his New York stint and everything was kind of haywire. Like he's come to Minnesota and found a good home and found a really good rhythm.
What are the keys against them, especially how well he's shooting the three right now, too? Kind of complicates.
Yeah, I mean, just trying to take rhythm from guys. That's part of what we had success with in the first 2 rounds is when we climb up into the ball and are active and play, to the pace and tempo that we want to defensively. Usually we have good outcomes. But you give good players, time and space and rhythm on the outside, whether it's Ant shooting 10 threes a game, or if it's Julius picking and choosing, they're going to make them. So just making it tough on them and climbing into the ball a little bit.
Are there similarities or the matchup with him and Jared Jackson Jr.?
Yeah, I mean, from a physicality standpoint, yes. I think Julius has a little more footwork and skill base, where Jaren kind of, at least in my case, he tried to just overpower me, and he plays a lot more like a post when he is in the mid range, where Julius kind of has jabs and spin moves to fades and stuff like that. But as far as like physicality standpoint and a strength standpoint, yeah, they both look to set the tone that way and be the first and be the aggressor.
Have you ever defended bigs nearly as much as you have been?
Yeah, I mean, my last year or two in Chicago, there's a week stretch where I guarded like Giannis and Zion and then Steph and Ja. So it just comes with the nature of it. I've gotten a lot of experience from guarding that, and then earlier this year, me and Dub were playing the 5, so a lot of post work, invaluable experience that is paying dividends now for us.
Do you like it?
Like, dislike, it's my job. We're out there and get stops. Whether the game tells me to go battle with 300-pound guys or get over screens on the perimeter, I'll be ready for it.
What's it like? I mean, having those different matchups, going from you might be guarding Randle one possession to the next time you check in, maybe you're guarding Ant.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's a bit of an ego boost for me just because it's fun to be able to get stops, and I take pride in guarding the best players in the world, and I have for a handful of years now. It's where a lot of my value is created in this league and started. So obviously I relish the challenge just because I'm super competitive. It's never easy. Obviously, these are the most talented players in the world, especially offensively. So just being ready for whatever the game throws at me, whether it's, like I said, out on the perimeter or down low.
If it is Ant, I know there's probably a million challenges that he brings, but what do you see specifically with the way he plays, and obviously a big change from you from Joker to potentially him?
Yeah, I mean, he this year, I think he's stressed the importance of kind of spacing the floor with his shot. I mean, he's taken like I said earlier, 10 threes a game attempts, making a good clip too. So it's not like you can't, you have to respect that. And then his athleticism is, 1% of the 1%. Being able to change directions, get downhill, be strong. So those two things kind of balance off of each other and play off of each other. So the threat of him shooting brings you out, and then obviously his athleticism and quickness to get by you is there too. So yeah, it's a difficult matchup. That's why he's an all-star and been one of the best players in the league the last couple of years. But that's why we're here.
Dub obviously has a lot on his plate. A lot of pressure for a young guy, up and down offensively. How do you see him kind of handle the mental challenges that come along with that? And what advice are you giving there?
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to help him understand that you can't live and die with one moment. Like it's a series for a reason. It's not the NCAA tournament where it's one game and you're done. I haven't played great some games. Some games I've played, out of this world. But every game, I'm trying to help him focus and realize that like you got to go back and get back in the starting block and go again. Like, everything that happened isn't important anymore. Like, staying present, and coach has done a good job of harping on that too all year. Just being present. We talk about stacking possessions and trying to win possessions all the time. Just trying to center him and focus on that. And I think he's done a good job. He responded well the other night, Game 7, and that's what you look for. When nobody's going to play perfect basketball at any point in time. At some point, you're going to have a bad game or a game that's under your standard, and how you respond to that is the real test of who you are.
How do you, I guess, sense the fatigue or non-fatigue level of this team, where you did just go through kind of this 7-game war, but also the month prior to that was like a lot of long breaks? And
to be honest, we don't have time to worry about if you're tired or not. Like, we're 8 games away from winning a championship. Like 4 games away from getting to the finals. All that's kind of out the window. Like, you just show up and do your job.
Can I just to follow up on that you spoke already about the quick turnaround from Game 7? Is it more physical or mentally challenging to go from such a big build up to that game and now starting almost a mini marathon again of another series?
I'd probably say mentally, just from from a standpoint of getting that hunger and desire back, realizing it's 0-0 and you have to go start again. But also just, different team, different styles, different players, tendencies, like all that stuff is new. So like almost just amnesia. You have to wipe the slate clean of everything that you've just worked on for 12 days, 14 days, 15 days, however long it was. And refocus on the new principles and disciplines that is going into this matchup in this series.
anybody else?
Thanks, CC.
Thank you.